Okay, so here's a kind of unexpected little historical factoid related to on the Kennebec, the Kennebec Valley and New England in general. And it has to do with potash. Now, wait, hear me out. Hear me out. Boring as hell on the first, I know. But potash is a substance. Basically you get it from burning wood, right? It's wood ash that you boil down, you treat, it becomes what they call potash, and it's where you get lye. Now, lye, when you add it to fat, is how you also get soap, right? And so lye was very important for producing soap, especially back in the 18th century. Now, we don't think of people in the 18th century using a lot of soap, but they did to make wool. It takes really large quantities of soap to process wool. And it was very valuable in England because they have a lot of wool. They got a lot of people. Got a good amount of fat from all the stuff they're eating. But, they cut down all the freaking trees. England is going to start increasingly burning things like peat, like coal, right? And this is not where you get potash, right? Meanwhile, in Maine and all of New England, people are hacking down the forest, the pioneers, people who are settling these areas and back, especially, at the beginning of the country. You had the Kennebec proprietors trying to get people to settle what they called the Eastern Territories that will become Maine eventually. It was part of Massachusetts. But people are hacking down the forest to make pasture land. And what do you do with that wood? Well, you use some of it for firewood, but the point is you're going to burn the wood, right? Some you're going to use for lumber, but massive bonfires, stumps burning, all this stuff, producing ash. These people are not dumb. They took that ash, processed it, exported it, huge amounts of potash being generated. And what's so fascinating about this, and this is, if you're here, this is the payoff. Just think about it. You're a settler, you're coming in, you're trying to carve a home out of the land. You're making a field. Well, normally you think, well, you got to raise the chickens or the cows or the pigs, or you've got to raise the crop, more like. No money for a while. Not if you can sell the potash. This is my thing. This is what's so, this is, I think, an underappreciated part of the economic development is that these settlers had this instant source of income from selling the potash, and it was fairly valuable. And it would make a dent. It would certainly provide an export. It would provide a money. This is another important thing. They're exporting it to Britain, where they're going to actually get money for it, not just barter it with other folks. So huge part of the economic development of the area. Little interesting thing of something that, what's potash?